Hello, my name is Mani, and welcome to my presentation about the educational double standards and the racism behind it. And I hope you enjoy. So, before I dive into more of the research aspect, I want to start off with a little scenario. So, imagine this: you, a student of color, is a senior who attends an under resourced high school in San Rafael, works 8 to 12 p.m. shifts at a local cafe on the weekends, has a cumulative GPA of 3.5, comes from a low income family, and is anxiously waiting to hear back from the universities you submitted your college applications to. Some prestigious universities, 4-year, and junior colleges. Fast forward, you begin clicking through the 10 college admission emails you received, and you are shocked. You were only accepted into one of the 10 colleges you applied to, a junior college. Reasons justifying why you were not accepted into your dream schools, despite all the effort and pressure to do well, rush in and eventually come down to whether being a student of color played a large factor into your chances of getting into a university. For some, this may be the first time hearing about a scenario like this, but in actuality, this is a reality lived by thousands of students of color that have had decreased educational opportunity simply because of their race and being a student of color. So, before I begin, I want to talk about the overview of my presentation, which is defining the educational double standards, then move on to the what, so what, and then the now what prompt provided for us on Moodle. So, what are educational double standards? So, an, a double standard in general is a policy or code which favors one group or person over the other, or in other words, gives one group an advantage. And we can use this definition and talk more specifically about educational double standards, which is when one group of students are favored in an educational setting, such as a school. An example would be that one group of students receives less attention from the teachers, less resources, or has a lower chance of being recognized for their excelling work. And to kind of add to this aspect is talking about implicit biases, which is having stereotypes or beliefs or attitudes toward um, someone or just a group of people. So moving on to the what aspect, I'm going to be talking about my community partner, which is NGS, or Next Generation Scholars. So what is NGS? NGS is a nonprofit organization located in downtown Santa Fe, which aims to provide educational services to the underserved middle and high school students located in Marin County. And in addition to their tutoring services, there's also like a food pantry and SAT prep classes to ensure that their students are prepared to pursue higher education and are accepted into a 4-year college. And their population of students, primarily Hispanic students, have the opportunities to be educationally prepared for their classes, but also for the next step, which is college. And NGS does this all in efforts to shatter the educational double standards. And as I was reading through their mission statement on their website, I came across this quote, which is a nice summary of their mission, which is NGS believes the creation of a college-bound culture is what will enable students to successfully navigate their individual paths to higher education, which essentially means that they're going to try to push past those double standards held against these students in order to help them achieve higher levels of education. And moving on to other services that are offered include like summer academy, as well as books that are in the library, and hot meals that are served. So moving on to the so what aspect, I'm going to be talking about the research that I found about the issue, which is the double standards and the racism that pushes them. So before I begin, I want to talk about some of the efforts that were made in order to dismantle the structural racism, which pushes these double standards. And the two that stuck out to me were the Brown versus Board of Education in 1954 and the Civil Rights Act in 1964.